But let's come down now from the CAF Champions League and talk about the CAF Confederations Cup. We have only one team left in the CAF Confederations Cup, and that is Warri Wolves of Nigeria. They're going to be playing against the debut of Ethiopia. Talk about funds not being released early for the team at some point. But the good is that funds eventually came, and they made the trip.
They made the trip.
No Azubike Igweke because of injury. He picked up the injury in the Super Eagles camp. Some players not making the trip because they couldn't get visas.
Yes.
But we should still have enough depth in squad, Dumnodi, to pull this off with a 2-0 first leg advantage.
They are still crying over the refusal of the Ethiopian embassy to grant the visa to Okemito Oda and Onyeka Chioka for the striker from Crown FC. They are still crying over. But then it's just 2 players. They have players who you are allowed to register 25 players. Just 2 cannot stop you from getting the result. Gbenebu is still part of the team. Oganekaro is still part of the team. Fido Mufuma, these are key players of Warri Wolves. And maybe if you look at even the defense line, Azubike is not going to be part of that defense line. Like see Ogaga Tewo, okay, who is a very strong, it's a stalwart. So I don't want that to be an excuse for Warri Wolves if they don't win. They have a first leg advantage 2-0.
2-0. Bola Salami.
Yes, and Bola Salami is part of the squad. So they have the experience. So the Ethiopians didn't play very well. They didn't play well for the first leg, but I hope they're going to play in a city that is, I think it's that is, we all know Ethiopia, high altitude. I hope they will adjust, they will acclimatize and adjust fully to the weather in Ethiopia. But if Warri was able to scale this hurdle, they're looking close because their next opponent is they are very formidable too. If they
let them qualify first.
But I see what he was going. I see what he was going through. Yeah. Because the Ethiopians did not score and away goal. That would have been difficult. Unless we went there to look at the beautiful cities of Addis Ababa.
The beautiful cities of Addis Ababa, of Ethiopia. Anyway, but no Azubike Igweke because of injury, but I think the team should still have enough depth in squad, as we said, to be able to pull through. We wish them the best of luck in that game as well. Let's come home now very quickly. State FA Cup finals will be taking center stage across Nigeria. Some states are not going to be playing theirs, but a whole lot of games will be decided this weekend in the state FA Cup. But let's just quickly run through for you some of the fixtures of state finals. I will run through the fixtures for you, and then we'll pick out some of the interesting stories. Let's start from Akwa Ibom. Akwa United will be taking on Akwa Starlets. I mean, that's the usual.
But not this first time this season.
Yeah.
Because last season was Ibom Youth.
Ibom Youth. This is the usual suspects. Akwa United against Akwa Starlets. In Bauchi, yes. We're going to be having Wiki Tourist or Bauchi against Wunti as well. In Bayelsa United against Nembe. These are the usual suspects. Cross River, we have Pankpa United against Black Cats. In Delta, as you can see on your screen, we have God's Time against Julius Atete. Julius Atete are back in the final. Surprise, surprise, Warri Wolves crashed out in the semi-finals.
And it was God's time
that sent them packing. All right. In Ebonyi, we have Chusen against Ungbo Ambassadors. And then in Edo, watch out, Edo, we have BJ Foundation against Kukuruku Dragons. BJ Foundation against Kukuruku Dragons. That will be in Edo State. Interesting. In Ekiti, we have New Vision against Maracana. In Enugu, of course, Rangers will be seeking to win a title once again. They've been winning this one. That's the only title they've been winning in the last 30 years. They'll be taking on Samba as well in the final. In Abuja, FRSC against FC Abuja. In Gombe United against Doma FC. In Imo, it's Akad of Owerri against Kano Wankos Academic Club, Papilo. That's an interesting one. In Kaduna, ABU Workers, ABU Zaria will be taking on Kaduna United. No ranchers in that one. In Kano, that game will not be holding this weekend because CAF Champions League will be taking center stage in Kano. It will be Kano Pillars against Kurmi Market. And then you have in Kwara United against Kwara Football Academy. ABS have been knocked out of the competition. In Nasarawa United against Nasarawa Feeders. That's an interesting one. Senior team against the feeder team. Tornadoes of Mina against Tornadoes Feeders. That will be in Niger. And then you have Remo against Gateway in Ogun. You have Sunshine Stars against Peacemakers. They used to be called Police Machine.
It's the police team.
Yeah, in Ondo State. In Oshun, it will be Prime against Ajiroba Oni. In Oyo, it will be 3SA against Crown. That's the usual fixture that we have. In Plateau, we have Plateau United against Giwa FC. That promises to be exciting to watch. In Sokoto, AA Stars against Sokoto North. In Taraba, FC Taraba against Jaligo United. In Lagos, Christian Ambassadors Christ Ambassadors against Nad Boys. In Benue, Lobby Stars against Mighty Junior. In Jigawa, it will be Jigawa Golden Stars against CBN Cashless. All right, so a lot of interesting fixtures. Dumnodi, what's your pick?
Well, my pick.
Lagos is playing on Monday, you said?
Lagos is playing on Monday.
Agege Stadium on Monday.
Lagos. Yes, Lagos is playing on Monday. Agege Stadium on Monday.
Okay.
Between the Christ Ambassadors and Nad Boys. Nad Boys took out First Bank on penalty. Christ Ambassadors took out Eko Akete. Also, also penalty. So we're having two teams in the non-league teams. Non-league teams playing in the finals of Lagos FA Cup. You mentioned Edo State BJ Foundation and
against Kukuruku Dragons.
Kukuruku Dragons. According to somebody who stayed in that place, that team is from Auchi in Edo State. Somebody said in those days when they have
interesting story from Edo State is that Insurance of Benin are not there.
No dynamite.
And these are the traditional teams from
I know in Edo State you see some names of club. 2 years ago we have Benin Vipers. We saw Dynamite.
You are talking about Kukuruku Dragons.
Kukuruku Dragons. According to
the one representing Edo State because the two teams in the finals have represented their states.
Exactly. Yes, they say if they have enemies coming to attack the village in those days, there's an announcement. There's a noise they make. Cuckoo.
Okay,
that's an alarm. So that's the origin. That's the origin of that name. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. I've been seeing teams that normally we do. Of course, when I heard Kukuruku, I was thinking, was it an error? No insurance, no dynamite force, no bypass.
Yes.
Well, we are seeing like of course we know Edo State in the past, St. Thomas, Igbino Babes, Okomuhoi. These are clubs that take the FA Cup by storm. So I think this time we're going to be seeing some kind of wonderful fixtures. In Kosiba, no Unisem Rovers, it's Akankpa United and Black Cat of Ogoja. So we are seeing wonderful fixtures. In Sokoto, no Sokoto United. It's AA Stars and Kosovo, but Sokoto North have been taking part in the last 3 editions. So they seem to be the team that is holding sway in Sokoto State. In Jigawa, of course, Jigawa Golden Stars is going to be part of
and
it.
CBN Cashless.
Because CBN Cashless are in the nationwide league.
We are not true. Let's talk about the special state. We talked about it very briefly yesterday, Anambra. There's crisis in Anambra football, the Anambra FA. And the Nigerian Football Federation have told them that they should try to reconcile, or there will be a normalization committee to run Anambra State football. And the crisis is even getting deeper and deeper. What's the story? One faction of the Anambra FA have their own finals at the Rogeni Stadium.
They presented teams.
They presented their teams for their own final. The second faction presented their own teams at Nanka. But the NFF said, look, enough confusion. Suspend the FA final in Anambra State.
Well, it's the Michael May factions and the Joseph Obikweli factions in the Anambra State FA. One team called their own Governors Cup, the other one called their own State FA Cup. I don't know how that will work out. But I think.
But the fact of the case is that the NFF have stopped the two of them.
The truth of the matter is that the best way to resolve this issue is to suspend Anambra State for participating in the Federation Cup, because at the end of the day, it's going to create more problems. They cannot reconcile. First, the leadership, who is in charge of the FA, because it's
the NFF told them to sit down.
It's a fallout of the NFF, the state FA elections. It's just a fallout. So if they don't resolve that, they can't resolve this FA Cup issue, because the NFF must come out and make a pronouncement, because this is almost a month.
So, it's embarrassing.
And it's embarrassing for the state. A state that you have Gabros, who is playing in the Premier League.
Yes. Yeah.
But you know that Gabros was not part of the Federation Cup last year. It was Ikpeazu United and Okagwe FC. These are the teams that participated in the Federation Cup. So I think the NFF will come out and make a calculation. Who is in charge of the FA? Are you going to conduct election? If you need a normalization committee, do it as quickly as possible. Because what you are doing there, you are undermining football in the state. And you are not giving them an opportunity to play the holders football cup competition in Nigeria. I think that is what the NFF must come out. You should not play pranks with this issue. Don't dilly-dal, don't play pranks, don't take side. Well, if you are making a pronouncement, be very that's simple. So because I think somebody is fueling both factions. At the end of the day, we will drag it on and drag it on and drag it on, and then you discover that Anambra will not present a team once again. Other states like Borno State, Yobe State, we know the situation. They will play their own, but maybe they will look for ways they can adjust and they present their teams. For like Rivers, they may not play this weekend. Benue will play on a Sunday. Akwa Ibom will play on a Sunday. Bayelsa State will play on a Sunday. And Enugu will play on Sunday. Lagos will play on a Monday. While some will play on Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, but the most important thing is that these state FA finals are being sorted out by the different states, and hopefully before the end of next week, we should have all the states presenting their representatives. Normally, when you qualify for the final, you are representing your state. So the entries have already been complete. It's just to find out which team will be the champion at the end of it all. But once again, special appeal to the footballers, the stakeholders in Anambra State. Shift the sword. And of course, we're expecting the NFF to also come in and bring sanity to the crisis that is currently ridiculing football in that state.